Right. I've got a question for you. What is the hottest selling and hardest to find item on the planet right now? It's hand sanitizer gel. It's getting almost impossible to buy, and people are starting to charge rip-off prices on eBay, selling a small bottle for, £30 and whatever. And this has just started. Now, the coronavirus is going to be around for quite a long time before it eventually burns out. And that means it's going to become impossible to find this stuff. And this stuff is really, really important to keep your family and yourself safe from contracting the virus. You go out shopping, you're touching the trolley, you're touching the door handles, you're going to work on touching the rails on the underground, whatever. So you're going to be probably picking this virus up on your hands, and the last thing you want is to get it in your mouth, touch your eyes, take it home and do some cooking. So you need to be able to keep your hands clean and virus free. Now, I had a bit of a shock. I went to go buy some. They had some in a local shop. Just yesterday, I went this morning and it was sold out. They had about 3 or 4 bottles left, and the guy had put the price up by about 400%. Yeah. So I did a little research, to be honest with you. I started off by looking at the label on the back of the hand sanitizer to see what was actually in there. Did a little bit of research, and basically, hand sanitizer gel consists of, in order, alcohol, water, and cellulose. That's the stuff that sort of turns a liquid into a gel. It's in pretty much all gel products. Some preservatives and perfume, and that's it. Now, you can easily and very cheaply and very quickly make your own hand sanitizer gel that is just as effective as the stuff you buy. Now, the reason why it's based on alcohol is the virus is protected by basically a membrane that's made of lipids. Lipids are not soluble in what's called polar solvent, like water, but they are soluble in non-polar solvents like alcohol. So basically, when you wash your hands with something containing alcohol, it literally melts this virus's protective coating and it just falls apart, killing it. Now, what you're going to need is, you don't have to use a pump bottle, but that's going to be the most convenient thing. I happen to have one, and I'm going to be using just a big bottle of soap and this to mix it up. My recommendation is go out, buy a normal pump dispenser full of hand soap, dump it out, and then you'll be putting some back in and mix it with the alcohol. So what you want to do is take your bottle, and we're going to be using a 2-to-1 ratio of alcohol to soap. They recommend, I've seen several recommendations from experts on what concentration you need. It's basically, some say 60, some say 70%. I'm going to go in the middle because it's easiest to do it this way, and I'm going to say 2/3 alcohol, 1/3 soap. So what you want to do to start off with is take your bottle, and you want to mark it to make it easier to do. Now, this bottle is about 8 centimeters tall. To make it easier to just work out the proportions and everything, I'm just going to do it at 4, well, I'll start at the bottom here. I'm going to measure this, and I'm going to mark off 6 centimeters, so I'm going to mark off 4 centimeters, that's going to be your alcohol, and 2 centimeters on top of that, taking up to 6 centimeters, and that's going to be your soap. So, as you can see, I've just marked that there, made the levels. Now, let's open this up. Pen away. Now, start filling this. You can pop the cap off and make it easier, but this is still pretty fast. Some air in there. Okay, and we are now, see if you can see that. Well, can't hold it level, but it's up to the first mark. So there's my alcohol in there. Now I'm going to take some normal soap. Let's see if I can get this in. Yeah, there we go. And there we go, perfect. Put the pump back in to close it. And then give it a shake. And there we go. Now let's give this a try. I got some water here. Now when you're using this stuff, one of the things, just wafting it around doesn't really do anything. You have to be nice and thorough, make sure you get everywhere on your hands. If you're going to be cooking, I would suggest that you might get a nail brush and just quickly go underneath your nails in case there's anything trapped under there. And then a bit of water. It would be much easier under a tap. Now, one other thing I'd recommend doing is get a big roll of paper towels. This is one of those sort of shop type rolls of paper towels. If I can get it in here. It's one of those fairly thick ones. This one's about half empty. And you don't really want to take the risk of any virus that's left on your hands anywhere. Maybe you've missed a spot or you're wiped with the towel somewhere where you didn't wash. And then transfer it to somebody else because it can survive for hours. Now they're saying 9 days or something. So, and just chuck it in the bin. So, that's all you have to do to help keep yourself safe. And it will definitely save you a bundle, and I think that pretty soon, in maybe about a week or so, it's going to be absolutely impossible to buy this stuff. So, I hope that helps you. Please keep safe and stay healthy. One thing that's important is to get the right type of alcohol. There is a couple of different types. This is your standard rubbing alcohol from the chemist. You can also get it in most supermarkets. It's very, very cheap. And this is 96%. This is the strongest stuff that you can get, as in it's got the most alcohol in it. This is 96% alcohol. There is some other ones, I think around 60%, and they're not as good as this. This is the stuff that you want to get. Well, just one last thing. I did actually refer to this as making your own gel. This obviously is not a gel. It has exactly the same effect. In fact, in some ways, it's actually more effective than hand sanitizer gel. Hand sanitizer gel itself is meant to be used without water. You just rub it on your hands and wipe it off. If you're at home, you're then going to wind up washing your hands with soap to get rid of any residue from the hand sanitizer gel. This basically just combines the two things together. So it's very effective and will do as good, in fact, probably better job than the actual gel would.